All right, so for this one, this is 4-step process number 2. We're still in chapter 7. And this is the 4-step generic process 4. Basically, everything's going to be the exact same thing except X bar instead of P hat. So we are using a sampling distribution of X bar to find probability. All right, so where did we start at state for our last one? Is that going to change at all? No, we still need a population. And once we're at our population, we still have to define it in context. What's the next thing? We're still going to have a sample. We still have to define that in context. What was the next thing we wrote for our last one? It was let P, so now it's just going to switch to let U. And what is our first word going to be now? Mean instead of proportion. Mean of whatever it is defined in context. And what else went here yesterday? Find P. We're still finding a probability, but now we're doing it was what inside of the parentheses. P hat, now it's just going to be X bar. And again, I'm writing it as a between, but it can be a less than or greater than or a dot. All right, so plan, what's our first thing of plan? We're still going to do 10% condition. None of that is going to change. What is 10% condition? Then you plug in your numbers. Then what did we write over here for our last one? There are at least, what did we say? What did I write after that? Dot, dot, dot. What is my next condition? Alright, so normal is not going to be the same anymore because it was n times p and we only have p, so obviously that's going to change. We now have 2 options, but we've only talked about one of them. What is the option? What did we talk about in that last problem when we were addressing if it was normal? So it was stated or given that what was? Stated that the population distribution was either normal or approximately normal. In our problem, it just specifically happened to be stated it was approximately normal. Our other option, which is the one we haven't written yet, but we've actually talked about it today. So even if my distribution up top was really bad, like the one that was really, really right skewed, when did it become normal? What was I changing that made it become more normal? Your sample size. So as your sample size got bigger, it got closer to normal. There is really no magic reason for why people choose 30. But it is used throughout statistics that people commonly choose the number 30. But really, mathematically, there's no like between 29 and 30, which one is the right reason. So this is called central limit theorem. Which basically means my sample size is big enough now that I can use normal approximation. 30 is the number that we use as that is enough. So I'm going to have two options. Either the problem's going to give it to me, or it's going to be the case that my sample size is big enough. Either way, I'm going to end with what? I probably should have written both of these in my second color, because I'm only going to do one or the other. Is anybody still writing that stuff? Alright, so for do, what's the first thing I write? Of equals, and then I'm going to plug in a number. And then below that, I'm going to write sigma of x bar, which equals what over what? Over. Then again, I'm going to plug in my numbers. What am I definitely writing to the side of that? What's next? And I know what symbol is going to go in there somewhere. Somewhere in there is going to be x bar. I don't really know what it's going to look like. If you want to do the number A and number B again, like we did yesterday, I now convert that to z-score. If you call them number A and number B, this is where number A goes, and this is where number B goes. And then I rewrite in terms of Z. What else do I need to write? Or put? The graph, draw it, shade it. And then find area of the shaded. So all I have left is conclude, which, to be honest, you should be able to write that on your own without me. Looking at your other one. But we're going to write it together. Anybody still looking at this one? Alright, so where does my conclude start? If we were to what comes right after that? Then what? And some of my answer keys probably don't have this, but it's not a bad idea to also write sigma equals because technically it's specific to that. Then what? What did we write right there yesterday? I like writing because with proportion, it's like at least this many out of this many. So sometimes you'll actually say the word proportion. Here, I don't know that it's ever going to make sense not to write the word mean. But still number and direction you're looking for. And then is number. Alright, now I still have to write stuff on the back of notes. You haven't done anything on the back yet, right? No.